Now on CoastTV News.
Ocean City waters could soon no longer be home to houseboats.
Ocean City discussing upping the fines on the boardwalk, what those fines could look like coming up.
How to prepare for record-breaking heat. You heard that right, and it's coming this week.
Yeah, we're in for the heat for the rest of the work week, anticipating soaring temperatures and scorching conditions.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Ocean City ready to pull the plug on houseboats. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with the Ocean City Town Council planning on putting an end to the houseboat plans of the company Sea Rocket.
The town and the company have not seen eye to eye when it comes to renting out those floating living spaces in Ocean City. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us why and what is expected tonight.
Ocean City Town Council is one reading away from restricting houseboats in Ocean City, something vacationer Carol Garcia is not a fan of.
I think it is a cool idea and I would definitely run it. I wanted to run it, but I didn't see my date available.
The council is deciding today on adding an ordinance to prohibit houseboats in Ocean City. This comes as the company Sea Rocket, who's known for boat rides and parasailing, is looking to add houseboats for people to rent in Ocean City. Even though the town of Ocean City and Sea Rocket are not clear on whether or not these boats can be rented, Sea Rocket decided to rent them out anyways. A family is currently renting out this houseboat, waking up the seagulls every morning. And while they preferred not to be on camera, they told Coast TV they had no clue these houseboats were up for debate, and they feared they might be kicked out come tomorrow. The town of Ocean City thinks having these houseboats could cause the marinas to be overcrowded and could cause safety issues. But CEO Will Wangle says this houseboat is 100% safe.
Because there is no health and safety concern. That boat operates the same exact way as any other sport fisher, whether it's electric, sewer, or anything else. It operates exactly the same.
As the town and Sea Rocket continue to butt heads, Garcia hopes to book her next day on water.
Just that I hope that in the future they do have it out.
If the Ocean City Council approves its second reading tonight, then the houseboat restrictions will be in effect immediately, which might sink Sea Rocket's idea as a vacation getaway on water. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
The town of Ocean City will also be looking at increasing certain fines on the boardwalk. The shops on the boardwalk have to follow a set of rules, and they're given by the Ocean City Council. Rules that include things like not putting their merchandise too far out onto that boardwalk, the kinds of merchandise that can be permitted to be displayed outside their store. And if an establishment doesn't follow the rules, right now, first you would get a verbal warning. But if the rule is changed and passed, that could change to a first fine of $500. The council will be doing its first reading tonight at 6.
A nationwide hot topic has made its way right here to Delmarva. Tonight, the Milford School District School Board is set to discuss a series of policy updates. Follow me on this. This includes the proposal of one that limits the discussion of, quote, controversial sensitive issues. Now, that's a policy that, according to the ACLU, it's potentially problematic. They're asking the district to reject the policy. The meeting will be held at Milford Central Academy, and we're going to be following this tonight and have more on 6.
And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, should schools allow the discussion of controversial, sensitive topics in the classroom?
Let's take a look at some of the results so far. If you look at your screen here, 55% say maybe with guidelines. 37% say yes altogether. 8% say no, not at all.
And if you haven't voted yet on this, it's easy to do. Go to coasttv.com or use your Coast TV mobile app.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore has signed a sweeping executive order today, pardoning more than 175,000 marijuana convictions. According to the governor's office, the pardons include more than 150,000 misdemeanor convictions for simple possession of cannabis and more than 18,000 misdemeanor convictions of use or possession with intent to use drug paraphernalia. In a press call Monday, you see here the governor's office said an estimated 100,000 individuals will be affected by the pardons.
We cannot celebrate the benefits of legalization if we do not address the consequences of criminalization.
The governor's office said the executive order makes Maryland the first U.S. state to issue mass pardons on cannabis paraphernalia-related convictions. However, it's important to note a pardon is not an expungement, and individuals will still need to file for that.
A wildfire is raging in the west just as cities are set to get hit with high temperatures not seen in 3 decades. Brian Abel tells us what's behind the severe weather and when the heat's going to let up.
Hundreds of records could be tied or broken this week as extreme heat risk blanket parts of the Midwest and the Northeast. Some cities in the Northeast, including Montpelier, Syracuse, and Pittsburgh, set to experience high temperatures not seen in 3 decades. New York's Governor Kathy Hochul deploying 50 National Guard members to provide heat assistance across the state.
You should consider a limited, prolonged, or intense outdoor activities.
The expansive, long-lasting heat wave fueled by an intense heat dome. Humidity pushing the heat index, how the heat feels, into the low 100s, with relief not expected until potentially early next week. Meanwhile, nearly 15,000 acres in Southern California scorched by the Post fire in just 24 hours.
This is a relatively fast-moving fire. Every one of us is concerned with the wind. That's the single most driving factor of this fire.
Those winds expected to reach as high as 60 miles per hour, forcing evacuation orders for over 1,200 people northwest of Los Angeles. Much of that area will remain under red flag alerts until Tuesday night. The fire's cause still unknown. In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
On Coast TV News at 6, you can find out how locals in Sussex County are gearing up for the soaring heat wave we're going to face. And speaking of that, let's take a live look into the Lewis area. It's gorgeous out there, but it's hot. And we need to check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, because it's only getting hotter.
It's one of those things where it's only going to become more pronounced as we progress throughout the work week. So this is the coolest day, I think, that we'll enjoy. Right now, we're at 85 in Milton, 88 in Redden, 85 for us actually in Georgetown. But when you factor in the moisture content in the atmosphere, listen, we're looking at some things that are going to possibly reach into the upper 90s to near 100, particularly as we get into the end of the week. Now, take a look at this. We actually have an excessive heat watch that's in effect for Newcastle, the most northern county that we have right here in Delaware. Now, that's not us here in Sussex, but it lets you know that within the throngs of that heat and the entire Northeast, as you just saw in that news story a few moments ago, everybody's preparing for the possibility of the heat index climbing to at least 100 for 2 or more days. That's why we have a heat advisory, and we actually have concerns for heat warnings. That's actually more so around the Great Lakes region. Coming up, we're going to go over the definitions a little bit more detail for you during the newscast, or forecast, pardon me, and we'll also elaborate on when we're going to get a break, Batty.
Thank you, Paul. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dissolved the 6-member war cabinet today in a widely expected move that came after one of his key rivals, the centrist former General Benny Gantz, quit the emergency government last week. According to an official, the prime minister will hold sensitive consultations in a smaller forum dubbed the Kitchen Cabinet. Gantz and his partner left the government over what they said was Netanyahu's failure to form a strategy for the war, which is now in its 8th month.
And the Biden administration has imposed sanctions on an Israeli group disrupting humanitarian aid headed into Gaza. The U.S. Treasury and State Departments have taken action against the Sav-9 movement. They've been leading protests at Israel's sole functioning border crossing with Gaza, even though the area was declared a closed military zone. According to the State Department, the protesters have obstructed for months by blocking roads, damaging trucks, and dumping life-saving aid onto the road.
A journalist being held in Russia on espionage charges will face his trial behind closed doors. The trial for Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich is set to begin June 26th. He's been imprisoned in Russia since he was arrested in March last year. Russian prosecutors say he was acting on CIA instructions when he was arrested. They allege he collected secret information about a Russian tank factory. Those are allegations the U.S. government and the Wall Street Journal have denied. Gershkovich faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted.
Still ahead, some pet owners may have to look somewhere else for coverage after one company is dropping pet insurance policies.
And this Thursday is the official start of summer season, and the excessive heat is expected to kick off even before we get to Thursday. More on that in a moment.
First, we're taking a look at the Olympic swimming trials happening today. We have that coverage up next.
Kickstart your summer with Gateway Subaru, where they have more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Get ready for adventure with a 2024 Subaru Outback or Subaru Forester with financing as low as 0.9%. Need more space? Go big with the 2024 Subaru Ascent with financing as low as 2.9%. Electrify your journey in a new 2024 Subaru Solterra with financing as low as 0%. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
The big issues: abortion, civil rights, healthcare. When Trump policies were attacking our rights, County Executive Matt Meyer fought back. Now Trump is promising a national abortion ban and huge cuts to healthcare coverage. Matt's healthcare plan will reduce costs, not coverage, by increasing competition on the exchange. And Matt's plan will protect women's access to abortion, always. So call Matt Meyer. Tell him you support his plans to protect Delaware values.
First you hear it, then you feel it. That's the crunchy, melt-in-your-mouth feeling of rich toasted chips.
A good feeling.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for happy, healthy dogs.
Oh, I'm a stick, made out of stick.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for balanced energy, active mind, and immune support. Helping dogs dog healthy.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
In 5 weeks, Team USA will gather in France to take on the world at the Summer Olympics. But to get to the Games, America's best athletes have to get through the Olympic trials.
Turns out that's not easy. One of the toughest competitions going on right now in Indianapolis, where more than 1,000 swimmers are fighting for tickets to Paris in a venue unlike anything we've seen in the history of the sport. Jay Gray is at the swim trials with a closer look.
Take your marks.
There's never been a pool like this, in a place like this, an NFL stadium. And there's never been a party like this at the trials. Excitement, even Olympic veterans are noticing.
I started shaking and I went down for take your mark and I was like, relax, Katie, relax, relax. Don't false start, don't false start, don't false start. It was kind of this energy that I hadn't felt at this kind of a meet, even an international meet before.
A frenzy fueled by world record crowds for a swimming competition. More than 20,000 on opening night.
It tells you that these athletes are the greatest in the world, that they deserve this type of stage, certainly, and that people are paying attention to this sport.
There is plenty to pay attention to in Indianapolis, downtown, transformed into an Olympic village.
Seeing it sort of being elevated as a really cool sport that it is on a big stage.
Beneath the main stage, a maze of holding tanks, pipes, and pumps, cycling 1.8 million gallons of water at a rate of 1,200 gallons a minute.
To the wall she goes.
Of course, the speed that matters the most here is on top of the water. More than 1,000 athletes swimming to fill, at the most, 52 spots on Team USA. Jay Gray, NBC News, Indianapolis.
And you can watch full coverage of the Olympics exclusively here on Coast TV.
Coverage starts July 26th.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. We're looking for temperatures to climb into the mid-80s with blazing sunshine, because as we go into Tuesday, this is going to begin the turn into the summer season. And boy, we're going to hit a wall of heat and humidity.
I'm Delaware Insurance Commissioner Trinidad Navarro. Do you or someone you love have difficulty paying for Medicare premiums or prescription costs? Medicare-eligible Delawareans can receive free health insurance counseling from the Delaware Medicare Assistance Bureau, or DMAB. Financial assistance is available to help for Medicare premiums, deductibles, coinsurance, and prescription costs. Call DMAB at 302-674-7364 to see if you qualify.
Carrington Raceway and Casino and Bet Rivers have come together to give you Delaware's must-play online casino and sportsbook, featuring hundreds of exciting slots and table games. Plus, with non-stop sports betting action, you'll know you're where winners play. Sign up now and we'll cover 24 hours of casino losses up to $250, or get a second chance sports bet up to $250. Bet Rivers and Harrington Raceway and Casino. It's where winners play. Download the app today.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
Be Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
The Brush Factory is the area's premier destination for the unique and unusual for home, garden, and you. Come support our 60-plus local merchants and artists.
Discover the taste of the Mediterranean at Olive & Oats Cafe. Start your day with breakfast delights, specialty coffees, and flavorful lunches in our cozy setting.
Cape May Lewis Ferry is sailing daily year-round and is ready to welcome you aboard. Gift cards and departure schedules available online at cmlf.com.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
Hi, this is Warren Rosenfeld from Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli. Well, it's that time of year again when everyone enjoys eating outside. And here at Rosenfeld's, you can treat your belly and eat outside at all 3 locations. Enjoy your Reubens and more on our new picnic tables under our awning in Rehoboth. Enjoy a full breakfast or lunch menu either inside or on our 4-season patio in South Bethany. And in Ocean City, enjoy our classic covered porch or sun-filled picnic tables. Treat your belly and eat outside at all Rosenfeld's locations. We hope to feed you soon.
Would like to suggest that you go ahead and start getting ready for an excessive heat week, because we are looking at all the models indicating that the numbers are skewing higher and higher as we progress throughout the work week. I'll show you some interesting heat indexes that we're expecting, particularly as we get to Saturday. So we take a look outside in Salisbury. We're at 85 degrees, and we're going to drop down to 77 with clear skies and relatively light winds, but the winds are still pushing primarily out of the south. Just to kind of show you how close this excessive heat really is, we actually have an excessive heat watch in Newcastle. Now, I know I typically don't show Newcastle's warnings or whatever, or watches, but the reason why I bring that up is because we're in that proximity, okay? Even though we have some breezy conditions along the Chesapeake Bay area, we are in that general region where it's extremely hot. And we have active heat advisories throughout the Ohio Valley region, the Northeast. All of this is surging along. And because of this, we see isolated pockets of thunderstorms popping up as this trough begins to make its way through all of this excessive heat. When you deal with excessive heat, you know, it makes everything very unstable, very volatile as far as possible afternoon thunderstorms are concerned. We're about 4 degrees warmer than we are just 24 hours ago. We're at 84 right now in Milton, 88 in Redden, but it feels like 91 in Redden right now. We have a heat index of 90 in Milford, Seaford. 88 is what it feels like in Georgetown, and in Georgetown earlier, we had a heat index of about 90 degrees, so it felt like 90 most of today anyhow. Tomorrow, we're going to have a slow start, although we'll have lots of sunshine. Winds will be pushing primarily out of the south. Let's take a look at these heat indexes, okay? Tuesday, we're looking at 94 in Ellendale and in Seaford. Wednesday, we're going to cool off slightly for Juneteenth, but the first day of summer, we go right back to feeling like 90s. And then Friday, we're feeling like 95, 96. Saturday, 100. Here we go. Ellendale, Georgetown, Millsboro, Delmar 101, Salisbury 101. So the long game is indicating to us that we have the heat on the way. It's not here exactly yet, but it's on the way. So the winds are pushing out of the south. So the actual air temperatures will be in the 80s for Tuesday. And then Wednesday morning, we start off in the 60s, and we'll flip that into the 80s by the afternoon. we're okay for the first couple of days, before we officially kick off summer on Thursday. But look at how the muggy meter jumps after going into Thursday, that first day of summer, and then we go way up there with 75 possibly for the dew point temperature. That's the moisture content or measurement of the moisture content in the atmosphere. So Tuesday, we're looking at 81 in Berlin and 83 in Newark. By Wednesday morning, we start off at 63, then we will warm right into the 80s for Wednesday afternoon. So all that in play. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Now look, we're looking at mid-80s Tuesday and Wednesday at the very least, but then on Thursday when summer kicks off, we start off at 88, then we hit 92, 92, 93, 92, and it could be higher than this before it's all said and done, but the heat index is expected to hit 100 at the very least Saturday.
We have a road closure for you to look out for. DelDOT will be closing Scrap Tavern Road between Midstate Road and Killens Pond Road. Starting June 24th, it's going to go through July 3rd for the installation of a crossroad pipe.
In Salisbury, the Department of Field Operations is working to restripe street parking, making it a little clearer to park, This will take place downtown starting tomorrow until Wednesday. There will be no traffic closures associated with the project, but you might want to be cautious when you're driving down there and just look out for those workers.
This is the kind of thing you need to pay attention to. Kent County's Department of Public Works has changed their trash pickup time. Due to the expected heat wave this week, trash pickup will now be at 5 a.m. Trying to beat that heat. Be sure to place your cans on the curb the night before. The department also said there will be no service delays due to the Juneteenth holiday on Wednesday.
Coming up, expanding natural habitats in Maryland, how pollinator gardens like these aim to protect wildlife on state roadways. That story's up next on Coast TV News at 5.
Over 14,000 people per day are affected by water damage in their home or business. Even a small leak from a water heater, washer, refrigerator line, or even HVAC drain can cause lasting damage. Response time is critical. Paul Davis has a team of certified experts on call 24/7 to stop the water, mitigate damage, and work directly with your insurance to quickly restore your home or business. If you see peeling paint, stains, mold, or smell a musty odor, call Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Patty was driving home from the grocery store thinking about what to make for dinner. Carl was driving home from the sports bar having had 3 shots of whiskey and a pitcher of beer. Unfortunately, when the light turned red, Carl didn't notice and crashed into Patty, sending her to the hospital. Patty fought for her life. We fought for her justice. Folks, if you've been injured in a car accident, tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water, or maybe into some hot water if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Have you been putting off correcting your smile?
Consider Smiles Correct Clear Aligners from Tillman Orthodontics.
We'll reach out to your insurance for you
and provide interest-free in-house financing.
I've got free financing and made easy monthly payments.
Smiles Correct aligners are made right here at Tillman Orthodontics.
Unlike other clear aligners, at Tillman Orthodontics, the materials, the contours, and the treatment plans are fully customizable.
A customized plan just for me.
Did the sun come out or is it my smile?
You can only get Smiles Correct at Tillman Orthodontics, so call today.
Dad, I need your help. I am in over my head with this house. I've got buckling floors, doors that won't close, sick kids, and a frustrated wife. Did you call Dry Zone? No, I called the cheaper guys. You've got to call Dry Zone. They're the oldest and the best. Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
If you didn't know, National Pollinator Week. It's actually right now. And because of this, in Maryland, you might start to see more flowers popping up along highways. The Highway Administration has placed more than 6 acres of native meadows along roads and medians throughout the state, including Queen Anne's County if you're headed towards the bridge, to help establish pollinator gardens. The state says the sites attract butterflies, bees, kind of those guys. Officials say pollinator gardens are essential for the sustainability of Maryland's environment and thriving ecosystems.
Heading to consumer news, if you're trying to watch your wallet, you might want to consider buying a different type of breakfast meat. That's because bacon prices are sizzling, even as ham prices are cooling off. According to inflation data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, bacon is nearly 7% more expensive than it was a year ago. Meanwhile, in sort of a paradox, ham prices dropped more than 6% since last year. Now, you'd expect any supply issue to cause prices of each of those items to move up or down, but in this case, the rising cost of bacon is largely due to demand. Experts say people are more willing to pay more for bacon than some other pork products.
Now I'm hungry. Nationwide Insurance is dropping pet insurance policies for roughly 100,000 animals. Nationwide blames higher veterinary costs and other factors. Now, that move puts tens of thousands of pet owners in a tough spot because a lot of the animals losing coverage are older and have pre-existing conditions, means they might not be insurable elsewhere. Nationwide said it didn't cancel policies because of pets' ages or claims histories. According to USA Today, it appears the cancellations may be based in part on where pet owners live.
Coming up tomorrow marks National Go Fishing Day. We're going to tell you a fun fact about fish that you might not know. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Faster internet is better. That's why Extreme is increasing speeds and lowering prices, giving you more go, more whoa, more vroom, and boom for less. Get Internet 250 with whole home Wi-Fi 360 Pro for just $19.99 a month for a year. Plus, call now and get a $100 credit on your internet package. New faster speeds, new lower prices. Call 844-EXTREME2.
Be charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
Lewis Gourmet and Puzzles, 30 years supporting the community. Eat extraordinary with local and global specialty foods and inspire your brain with jigsaws and more.
Breathe in the essence of spring at Floral Inspirations. Discover vibrant blooms and charming gifts for every occasion.
Or just come in for the smell of it.
Nectar Cafe. Breakfast and lunch, fresh squeezed juices, espresso, cocktails, amazing omelets, healthy salads, hearty sandwiches, Lewis and Millsboro.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
Kickstart your summer with Gateway Subaru, where they have more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Get ready for adventure with a 2024 Subaru Outback or Subaru Forester with financing as low as 0.9%. Need more space? Go big with the 2024 Subaru Ascent with financing as low as 2.9%. Electrify your journey in a new 2024 Subaru Solterra with financing as low as 0%. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
This summer's temperatures keep getting hot. Luckily, Horizon Services is here to help keep you cool. Right now, get $50 off same-day AC repair. Or go ahead and upgrade that old unit and save up to $3,700 toward a new full home comfort system. Same-day service, expert technicians, and a job done right the first time. Need service today? Horizon's help is on the way.
It's time to grab your fishing pole and bait and head to the closest place to fish. It could be the river, the pond, the lake, the ocean, because tomorrow is National Go Fishing Day. It's a great way to disconnect and relax, whether you're looking for dinner or just catch and release. And there are more than 25,000 species of fish, Paul.
I didn't know it was 25,000, but I believe it. Take a look at our exclusive 10-day forecast, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration, Home Remodeling. Of course, your Juneteenth celebration will be very hot and humid. And of course, the first day of summer kicks off, and that's when we crank up the heat big time, 88, possibly feeling like the mid to upper 90s, and then 92. Friday, Saturday could feel like 100, folks.
Well, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, especially this week, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.